this was my question earlier. What happened with your coworkers that were in your position? Like, out of, let's say, 10 women in corporate, how many ended up divorced? And how many of the divorced got remarried? And how many are still single?
The majority were single and still are single.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you have to choose.
Out of 10, how many, guess?
I would say probably 70%.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think 70% of the women you work with, are they your age now?
I would say so. Well, now in technology, I work with a lot of younger people, so still I'd say only about 20% are married. I don't think that in my field, women who are family focused choose this field.
Which is technology, you said?
Most of the people that I work with are younger men. There are some women, but you can't have it all at the same time. I ended up in this space because it's a good fit. It's kind of like the more business side of technology. I can't fix anything, I'm not a coder, but it still requires kind of that dedication to the company. And you know, for me, I'm able now to balance both, but I got caught up on that hamster wheel, you know, getting the promotion, getting the big bonuses, getting that big head, thinking, oh, I'm really doing something, until they restructure and you're made redundant, and it's like, oh, wow, okay. But luckily for me, and I just say it's because of my upbringing, because both of my parents came here for education and I saw them work and go to school. They're both PhDs, so I saw my mom work and take care of the family and advance in her education. So I knew you can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Well, what I realized too is a lot of like people in your position have a leg up because you guys grew up, like you did all the chores, you did all of that.
Yep.
And it's kind of like when we have like single mothers, often like they can't really teach their kids that, because it's like a lot of times if the mom's gone or the dad, like who's going to teach it to them, you know? And I just realized, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a ways to go with it too, but it's just like, I didn't realize how much like of a disadvantage like being in a single parent household, especially when the dad's like not in the picture at all.
100%.
Because it's like there's basic skills that people just have no one to learn from.
I have been really shocked. Like I told you, the way I was raised, I thought everybody was doing what I was doing as far as cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house, and making straight A's, and being a Girl Scout, and doing all of that. That's just what the expectation was. But I agree with you. I mean, I don't advocate, you know, I would never say, you know, go out there and be a single mother. I tried to keep it together as long as I could, but ultimately the marriage did end. I think you need to have a support system, but you also have to make it a priority. And where you know that you're not good at this, you have to seek that out. You have to put your pride to the side. For example, my youngest son, he's very smart. However, he doesn't always make good decisions. And so when he goes to dad's on the weekends, that's great, but you know, during the week, I told you to do something and you gave me back talk. So dad and I talked. Dad comes from a military family, and he said, put him in military school. And I didn't want to. Cried. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is where, you know, the bad ones go and all of that. And my guy actually said, no, Maggie, that's what he needs. And so listening to men who know better, even if whether I have a relationship with them or don't, we put him in military school, honor roll and everything. And so, you know, for me, that's the answer to, if you don't have those, whatever it is, domestic skills or disciplinary skills or whatever, you have to seek it out because it's necessary. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm ready to get cooking.
All right, let's get cooking.
Cooking.
Do you ever get starstruck, like when you see people or meet other YouTubers or anybody that you admire? Or?
I really am sad I never got to meet Kevin Samuels. It's his birthday today, I think, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually booked a session with him to create a community of like-minded and marriage-minded women, and that's where he came up with the Wives Club, and I'm so glad that I did, because I put it off for so long because I was terrified. I thought he was going to rip me to shreds.